Hey guys, Dean here, welcome back to the channel. So in today's Shopify dropshipping video, this is going to be a complete entire guide to show you guys how I find winning products for my dropshipping store. I've been testing out a lot of products recently, some of them have worked, some haven't worked. I'm going to show you the methods that I've found that I've used to find products that have actually made a decent number of sales. So let's jump into it. So the first method is Google Trends. Now Google Trends is a pretty good product research method and it's quite simple. Now we're going to be using this method when we kind of already have an idea of the niche we're going to be selling in, but for the most part we're using keywords. This is basically a keyword explorer tool to actually highlight trends that are actually going on right now online. There's a lot of things we can do with Google Trends. Now I'm not going to do a full guide on this, but I'm going to show you the basics of how I use it. So we can search for things like blanket niches and actual market sectors, and also niche down into subsections and specific products to find trends, see search volume, and see just how popular they are. So for an example, I could just type in pet supplies and you can see it comes up with some suggestions. When we search this, it comes up with some keyword and metrics data over this. So you can see the peak of pet supplies was basically during actually today at a certain time. So this is actually tracking the actual last few days at a specific time period. And we can change this by sorting it to the past, for an example, 12 months. So you can see the annual data, and we can see the search trend data peaked in October 2022, and it's kind of gone an even trend since then. Okay, there's seen some dips and troughs, but for the most part, it's a consistent trend. So pet supplies is a decent niche. So we could search that for any niche. You could also search things like health and fitness. Find a niche which is a bestseller. Like I always say, just sell beauty supplies or pets. They're the best because you're selling to women and pet owners. It's very emotional. Once you've got a market you're actually going to sell to, or a niche, or a sector of products you want to actually specialize in, then we can niche down. So you could type in things like back stretcher, for an example, and just press on search term, and you'll see the data for that specific search term, which is maybe the product you want to sell, and we can actually sort that by the past 12 months. Also, by default, it'll be the original country you made your account in, so we can change this then to the United States. We usually want to use United States for all metrics. They have the biggest e-commerce metrics globally. So you can see back scratcher is actually a pretty high search term, and you can see by sub-regions who are actually wanting to buy this. So then, for an example, if you want to be very specific, we could make our Facebook ads targeted to Nebraska residents because they seem to have a high interest in back scratcher for some reason. So you can actually see data to actually then fine tune your ads. So if you're looking at a product and seeing if it's a winner, plug it into Google Trends and you can see data of the interest over time, see if it's still a trend by sorting the amount of time in the time window you want to have a look at it, and also the region that you're selling in. Remember to look at the data in the region you're selling in. Obviously United States is best, but if you're going to use ads on a different region like United Kingdom or Europe, you probably want to have a look at the trends in those regions to see if it's actually going to be marketable there as well, right? And then there's also related topics that you can also get some ideas from. Then also we have a slightly lesser known method which is a little bit more untapped, and this is Facebook IQ Audience Insights. So this is another market research tool. So this has campaigns that are meaningful to people and drive real results. So Audience Insights lets you have a look at more data, which is more like demographics and your target avatar that you're selling to. So let's just talk about this bit. So the Audience Insights give you aggregated information about two groups of people connected to your page, your specific Facebook page you've made, which you'll need to sell Facebook ads on, and people on Facebook as a general platform. So you can create content that resonates with them and easily find more people like them in your current audience. So you can find a lookalike audience, right? Just like what you do with ads. So you have an overview of the demographics, so you can see the age and gender breakdowns, the education level, job titles, relationship statuses, and more information that they've tracked through their platform. So this is a really good actual set of insights to see your potential audience. So this is good for target market and demographics and to actually market to certain people. So if I open this for an example and I use my ad account, which I use on Facebook, we can see the estimated audience size of people on Facebook and Instagram in United Kingdom, 46 to 54 million. We can scroll down, we can see the age and gender of them. We can see the top cities. It's obviously going to be the capital, right? And then we can have a look at the top different pages. So we see Amazon.co.uk is the top, followed by Lad Bible, which is pretty big in the UK, and a few different other pages. So we can use these analytics to kind of see what's happening. Now, this is potential audience. That's who we can potentially reach. We can also go to current audience, which shows your audience. Now, I have a fairly new page. I just use it to run ads since like a week or two ago. I don't actually try and grow it organically, so I don't really have any data on the current audience. But if you have a page which has at least 100 page followers, you can see more demographic data for the top countries, cities, the age and gender, and the followers, right? So you can see specific audience data and your potential audience who you can reach in the region that you're marketing to. Another website that I really like, which is actually very very close to Google Trends in terms of its purpose and how useful it is and what it does, and that's Pinterest Trends. Now, I don't see anybody talking about Pinterest Trends. We see people discussing Pinterest ads and discussing the platform as a whole, but I've never really seen people talk about this specific method. Now, if you are going to market on Pinterest with Pinterest ads, I'd recommend taking a look at Pinterest Trends. Now, just like Google, we can sort this by region over here, so we can change this to United States and it'll filter for the trends in the US. Now, Pinterest, people post like creative images and they share things on the Pinterest boards and they pin them, and this is where we can see the trends on that platform. So you can see we have a very big trend in the United States with people doing nail art and acrylics, so that would be a good market to sell to. Like I said before, beauty and cosmetics, very big market, so that's already given us a big trend in the last 30 days. That's kind of like an evergreen trend. Women are always want to buy those kind of products. We have cargo pants are doing quite well right now, so if you're running a fashion store, this could potentially be a good trend to look into, especially if you're doing like high fashion and seasonal fashion. Then we have festival. That's quite big. A lot of people, they go to raves, festivals, they have rave partners. That's a very big like subcult. You could obviously market to those people. We have hair products. We could just click on them as well, and I'll show you those in a moment to actually explore them. Outfit ideas. Pinterest, particularly in my opinion, is really good to have a look at this clothing side of things because fashion is really big. So anything like beauty and fashion, this is a really good research platform. Now, if you click on them, you do have to have an account, but you can also type in a keyword too. All you have to do is just sign up for a business account. So when you've actually made a business account on Pinterest Trends, we can then see more data. So if I open up one of these trends, for an example, cargo pants or the nails trend, we can then actually view more insights on it. So we can have a look at the date range. So you want to have last year for the most data. Last 3 months is quite good, especially with fashion, to see what the current trends are. We can have a look at related trends, so things that we can kind of piggyback off as well to then also sell at the same time, see what's actually working right now. We can have a look at the demographics which are interested in this particular niche. So for the most part, we have 94% of 18 to 24-year-old girls are the most interested. So 58% of the demographic is the 18 to 24 range, 25 to 34, and then it obviously drops the older the person gets. So it's really interesting insight data. We also have a lot of pictures that we can click on to explore as well. The same for the cargo pants too. So this is really good to see what people are searching for. If people are engaging with this kind of content on Pinterest as a platform, then it's a really good indicator that those products are what people are currently interested in actually buying. So always keep track to social media, even if you're just looking at influencers and seeing what fashion trends are quite hot right now. For an example, the old money style is really big on Instagram, so that would be a good fashion niche to actually get into and tap into right now as well, for an example. So Pinterest is really good for that. And if we scroll down a little bit more, you can see we can discover trends in our location. So this account currently is filtered to United Kingdom, so we'll change that to United States. We can see trend types, growing trends, which are currently on the rise, which is particularly really powerful. Seasonal trends, so yet again, if we're looking for seasonal fashion or seasonal trends like back to school. Top yearly trends, which are more evergreen ones, and also top monthly trends. And we can have a look at the end date as well. We can also filter by interest, so we can have a look at animals if we want to sell for pets, for an example. So this would be pretty good inspiration down here. What animals have the highest searches? Then we could go on the animal, see what products and things people are posting about it, and get an idea about our audience. We can have a look at keywords. We can filter by ages and genders, and we can just have a look at the growing trends that our audience actually love. So we can also import our products from Shopify into Pinterest if you have a business account, and there's a lot of things we can do to pull data from there so we can actually craft or tailor our approach to our own store. So a lot of powerful things we can do on Pinterest trends. Yeah, again, another one which is popular, which people mostly know about, and that's Amazon. So Amazon's good for quite a few reasons when we're actually in dropshipping as a space. The first reason is obviously good product research. We can have a look at competitors. We can actually have a look at what kind of prices people are selling at for an idea. But one thing is to never get confused with the fact that you're not actually competing with Amazon, okay? Just because we call them competitors, it's just so we can get a bit of data. We're not competing with Amazon because Amazon are always going to undercut us. As we run an ad or as we pique someone's interest, we're going for an impulse buy with dropshipping. They go on the page, think it's cool, it converts well, they just buy on impulse. If they were to take the time to look at Amazon, they probably won't buy, but most people, they want speed, they buy on impulse, and that's how we close the sale. So we're not actually competing with Amazon, but this is good for product research. It depends on what space you want to get into. For an example, on TikTok, lighters is a really big niche. I originally tried to sell in this niche. I never really went too far with it. This is quite a big niche in the TikTok space. selling different lighters and stuff, electronic devices, stuff like that. So you could have a look at the different products and see what people are selling, and then we could see what products are selling the best in this particular niche. So if I just move my camera, you can see we can sort by featured. We want to sort by best sellers, obviously, and now we can have a look at which products have sold the most. So you can also see 8,000 plus have been bought in the last month with this electric candle lighter, which uses like a plasma electric arc effect to actually use heat to light things. So this would be a particularly good one I'd look at to sell. It's Amazon's choice, so it might be a little bit biased. I'd recommend looking ones that have high search volume that aren't being promoted by Amazon, because then there's no artificial boosting going on. But that would be a good product I'd have a look at, and then I'd try and basically look for it on Aliexpress, see if I can get it for cheaper, and then obviously get a margin on it and sell it. So Amazon would be a pretty good thing to actually find products which are already trending. If products are selling well on other platforms, then that's a good indicator that we can sell it well as long as we package it well. Now let's just say we were selling an electric car on TikTok. Now another reason why Amazon's so powerful is obviously it's going to really help us with TikTok organic dropshipping. Now this is a product research guide. This is worthy to actually mention because it's part of the whole process. So if I was selling like one of these electric cars on TikTok, and let's say it was like a little bit higher ticket of an item, so I was going to sell it at like $200 or $250, and we bought it at like $100 odd, we'd probably get it cheaper off AliExpress, right? So we're not buying it off Amazon usually. But usually if you want to do TikTok organic, to start recording straight away to test products quickly, you want to be able to have a bit of a budget where you can buy them straight away off Amazon, get prime shipping, get it to our door quickly, and then start making videos and creatives with it organically to get some sales. So we could use Amazon to find the car that we want or the products we want, and then we can order it and buy it now instantly to our door. So that's another reason why Amazon's good after you've used it for the product research method. The next platform we're going to be covering is Etsy. Now, I only really look on Etsy if I'm actually looking at specific niches. In fact, the niches which I personally would use Etsy for product research in is actually listed here. So anything to do with like school supplies, notebooks, notepads, things like that, personalized gifts, jewelry, so necklaces, personalized jewelry, clothing, and home decor. These are kind of like the main only categories I'd use Pinterest for in terms of actually researching for product research. These products particularly have done really well in the past. These personalized song plaques, they've done good on TikTok. I've actually seen people sell similar dropshipping products, so straight away I already know that that would probably be a winner. So you can find some really good ones on here. Particularly the jewelry is going to be a really good standout product to look for, or classification of products. This is always a great place to actually scrape the web to find inspiration, and people are selling these products, and the ones that are making sales are the ones we want to look out for, especially the ones with high reviews. These custom name necklaces, they're not really groundbreaking, but they typically sell really well, specifically on holidays like Valentine's Day and anything which celebrates like relationships or friendships. Those are always good ones to look out for. And then also we can search for anything. So I could type in necklace for an example in Etsy, and we'll see what comes up. We can then sort them by the relevancy, lowest, highest price, top customer reviews. Usually you want to do that because since we're not sorting by sales, or we can't really sort by sales, when we sort it by reviews, you'll see the most reviews is usually the highest selling, because people obviously leave more reviews when there's more sales, right? It makes sense. So we have some pretty cool ones. I particularly like this one, this personalized Arabic name necklace. That's quite cool as well. That'd be quite a nice product to sell. So there's a lot of cool ideas down here. And also when we type in a search keyword or search term, just like YouTube, it'll bring us a list that auto fills it with suggestions. So then we can also go from there with some more ideas. Now, Etsy also has a trending section, right? So on Etsy's trending section, we can kind of look at what's actually selling on the platform right now. This is actually picked by the editors, so you're gonna have to take that with a grain of salt. Their trend section is picked by their editors, but a lot of these trends do have high reviews. Now, some of them like this, they have kind of a low number of reviews, so this isn't really particularly sorted by sales, but this is going to be kind of a little bit biased to what the editor likes. But you can look on this page and see what has the highest bulk number of reviews, and that probably will be a good product that you can get some inspiration from. So this is also a really good platform that I like to look at. I don't really have any kind of stores experimenting with these niches right now, so I'm not particularly using Pinterest, but this is a good place to start if you're in like the back to school, home decor, jewelry, those kind of niches, arts and crafts, personalized gifts. Etsy is a good place to actually look for trends in terms of e-commerce. Another good website is eBay. So this is kind of for the exact same purpose that I use this for as, say, Amazon, for an example. It's just one of the highest scaled e-commerce platforms on the web. So one of the biggest, right? There's a lot of search traffic monthly to eBay. There's millions of people who use this platform to buy things. And eBay is actually quite infamous because back in the day when dropshipping was kind of fresh, more people were dropshipping through eBay than before Shopify was even a thing. So this has a lot of Chinese products on it and a lot of the typical products we'd probably sell. So we could search for things like LED lamp, for an example. Let's say we were just dropshipping an LED lamp. We can search for those kind of products on eBay and you'll see a lot of products. Now, these products kind of use the same stock images as an Aliexpress product. For an example, this looks like it's probably from Aliexpress. I might be wrong, but there's a lot of products here which are typically like our dropshipping products. They're selling, so you can also use eBay for some inspiration too. And we can see what prices people are selling for on eBay. Now, you do have to keep in mind that eBay is an auction platform, so not everything is buy it now, but we can filter what's buy it now and what isn't. So auction things, obviously the price goes up, and when the timer ends, people then win the product for that price. Buy it now, people can pay it for a fixed price instantly, which is usually higher. Some listings have both methods of sell. Some of them operate on auctions, some operate on buy it now, but we can actually filter this on the left hand side. So we can filter a lot of different things like the condition of the products, the brands, the materials, colors, the features, and we can also select if we want to have a look at buy it now, which is probably what we'd look at if we were selling on eBay. Now, eBay is also another option. You don't have to just sell through a Shopify store. eBay is quite nice. I sold a lot of old possessions when we moved house on eBay because it's so easy just to sell things. You don't need to use adverts to actually get traffic. So it's quite a good platform. In terms of looking at it for product research, this is also quite nice too. But just don't mirror your prices off eBay's prices, because for an example, this astronaut projector, this was actually a product which was really popular. It actually went viral on TikTok and a lot of people made good money off this a few months ago, but they were selling it for like $50-$60, which is pretty high ticket. But on eBay it's only £14, which is like what, $20? So the pricing is obviously a lot lower in eBay, and they probably can't get away with selling as high because there's so many competitors and you're all operating in the same space rather than your own separate stores, right? So it's a little bit different. And of course, if we're going to do product research in general, and we're going to be originally testing our products with suppliers from China, we're likely going to start with Aliexpress, especially when you're new to dropshipping and especially when you test to see if the product's working. So you want to do some test orders, right, from products fulfilled from Aliexpress, and then when you get a bulk range of orders, you want to get like a different fulfillment service like Zendrop, Spocket, something like that, or an agent to actually fulfill your orders. But usually we test first on Aliexpress, so this is the best place to actually look for winning products. Now, a lot of people don't actually know that you don't need to just use Aliexpress's general catalog to search for dropshipping products. In fact, they have their own specialized dropshipping section, which is called the Dropship Center. Now, to access this, you just type in ds.aliexpress.com and it'll take you to their dropshipping center. And from here, we can find products to sell. So we have their top selection. We can also click on find products, which basically just allows us to catalog everything with different filters. So we can see where they ship from, which is particularly useful. So if we want to ship directly from the country of fulfillment or the country that we want to actually mail to, we can have a look at United States. Now, I wouldn't recommend filtering too much, maybe just United States and free shipping. That's usually what I do. And then I can find which products that I can actually ship directly to my customers that I'm marketing to in the US from Aliexpress directly, because the closer it is to them, the quicker the shipping is going to be. So from here, we can see all the products which we can dropship, the units that they've sold, the stars, so their rating. Now on the Dropship Center, you're going to typically get lower sales than just looking at the general catalog, but we can sort it by rating here as well. So you can see we have a 5-star rating. If we sort it by sales though, you can see the top number of sales isn't very high, but it's not actually sorting it properly, to be honest. There's a car radar here, which is pretty cool, 600 sold, and then you can see the growth rate of the products and the seller rating, and if the customers are obviously happy with it. We can also then click on a product and then it'll take us to that Aliexpress listing. Now they've manually added a lot of these products which are good to actually dropship. For an example, this photon heating thing for face masks and for the face, that could be a good product to look at. You could sell that for a little bit higher. And then there's just the general Aliexpress catalog. You can obviously enter a search term, but if you don't really know what you're looking for, you can also scroll down. You can take a look at the categories. So we could just open the beauty, health and hair category. Then we also have subcategories inside. So nail art, for an example, we can open that. We saw that was a really big trend earlier on Pinterest, so maybe that's what we wanted to niche down into now to have a look at, right? Also, if we scroll down, you can see all the sales. So which products are actually quite cheaper right now, which ones are in the super deal section, and also some random products here, which are usually based on the products you've already looked at, right? So this one was actually a real big winner recently. This portable thermal printer, that was a big winner on TikTok, and this 5,000 units sold. A lot of those probably will have been dropshipping sales too. So this is a good product to look into, but it's kind of saturated now because a lot of YouTubers have already exposed this product as being successful. You're probably going to start wasting money on ads. You get the idea. It actually does recommend you some good products in these lists that people have actually genuinely sold. Then we have the beauty and health category and the nail arts category, so we can sort this by orders here. We knew that this was a good trend, so we can see here the highest rated product is this 5-in-1 mini electric nail drill manicure machine tool, whatever that means. Basically, people use this for nail art. It's only £2.75 and the shipping is free as well. So this would be pretty good product to sell, and it's made 50,000 sales and it still retains a 4.4 star rating. So this would be a good product to actually sell on our dropshipping store if we had a good ad, because it's extremely low cost to actually fulfill, and we could obviously have a high margin on this. So I'd recommend to sell something like this. This would be a good one to start if you're in that niche. So like I said, we can use the multiple methods we use throughout this video guide, work off each of them, and then when we go onto a different website, we can remember, oh, that was a trend, let's search for it now on Aliexpress, and we've already found a product based on the trends we've seen. So all of these research methods, don't just use one, use them in conjunction with each other. So after you use the methods which I've taught you about in this full video guide, and you've got some products you want to sell and you don't know what to do to go from there, or if you've tried and you've been failing already, then I recommend to scroll down to the video description of this video and you can find my dropshipping course right down here. On here, it'll take you to this landing page, and then if you click on join right now, then you can check out my dropshipping course on here. So this has all these product research methods which I've outlined in this video, and a lot more detail on the lesser known logistics of how to run a store, including taxes, how to manage your money, how to sign up for a PayPal and also a Shopify payments Stripe business account, and how to maintain the whole operation. So this is going to help you set up your store, do the whole design, set up all the apps that actually work so you can dropship properly, as well as fulfillment apps so you can ship out things much quicker to your customers and get your store fully functional, working and profitable. And it'll also show you how to run TikTok ads. I'm going to be doing a full section in this course soon on running Facebook ads as well. So there's a lot of value in here. So if you're struggling, or if you want to go on to the next step after this video, do check out the course link below. Now, my main product research method, which I really particularly favor and I like the most, is actually MineA. Now you can click on the link below in the description and in the pinned comment to actually check out this website. I've got a link to it. This video isn't sponsored, but I found this tool to actually be the most useful, right? The reason for this is it's an Adspy tool, and that's particularly what I use it for. Now, there's a lot of websites which offer this same service that you can have a look at Facebook and TikTok ads, but I found this has been the best tool which I personally use, but they all work the same. So if you can find one which has the same features, it's probably going to be very similar, but this is the one that I use. So MineA basically allows us to scrape ads on 3 different platforms. So we can take a look at Facebook ads over here. We can take a look at Pinterest ads as well, if you want to use this in conjunction with the Pinterest research methods I showed you earlier. We can also have a look at TikTok ads too. TikTok is probably the most profitable platform right now. We can take a look at what's working. I'm marketing on Facebook right now. My TikTok ads account is actually banned, so I'm just using this section for Facebook. If we click on Facebook ads, we can sort by the creation date, when the ad was first or last seen, the running time of the ad, and the likes. So I usually, what I do is I ignore all these other engagements. Comments is also good. Likes, shares, and comments is all you really want to be looking at. I either sort it by likes or shares. Now, likes is good because it shows that people at least engage with it. They click like because it's a cool video. But what I particularly think is the most impactful is actually when we actually sort it by shares, because that video was so compelling, or that ad was so compelling, that when someone watched it, they didn't just like it, they also, or instead, shared it to their friends, which shows that there's a little bit more value there because they've taken the time to share it to someone else. So that's kind of like them being an affiliate and recommending that ad or that product to someone else, right? So it shows that that's probably going to be successful because there's social proof, people are sharing it around because it's such an impactful video or such an impactful product. So I usually sort it by likes or shares, and then also we can change the date. So the scene date is also particularly useful. I usually really do within the last year, but the last 30 days is quite good to have a look at products which have been trending in the last 30 days. And then we can sort them by likes or shares. So let's sort it by likes. And you can see a lot of videos here are going to be kind of gunk and useless. The way that we can kind of sift through this is actually just click dropshipping or e-commerce, but obviously we're dropshipping. And then that will only show us the ads that people are running to dropship or sell through dropshipping. And that allows us to just get rid of random Facebook ads about like nature and things that we're not actually using for this application, right? So then we have this pedicure care tool, for an example, which kind of looks very similar to that nail tool I showed you earlier on Aliexpress. And we can take a look. So let's say we're interested in selling this if we're in the beauty niche. So we just click the ad. From here, we can see the likes, the comments, the shares. We can see the actual ad copy and the ad creative that they've actually used to get all this engagement on Facebook. Then we can scroll down, have a look at the engagement metrics. We can have a look at the audience age and the demographics of the audience interacting with this content, and also the history of the actual ad itself. Now, there's some cool features here, right? So we can click on See Shops Analysis for more information about the merchant. We can click on See Product. So we can go on the product page. We can have a look at the GIFs. We can have a look at how the product page is designed for conversions, and we can kind of imitate or copy that. We can also click on See Post to open up the Facebook ad in Facebook itself. And you can see we have the ad here, and it's the same copy as it shows here, so it is accurate. And we have the ad video. We can see the actual engagement and real people's comments. Also, what's really cool is we can have a look at ads from the same advertiser. So if we want to have a look at what else they're selling and they become our competitor or the business we want to model or imitate off of, we can have a look at what other ads they're running. So for the most part, they're just running ads around the same pedicure tool, but they also have a revolutionary fingernail tool as well. So they've got some other ads running, but for the most part, they're just running campaigns around this one product, which seems to be working for them. So this is pretty cool. Now, as well, on this platform, we can also have a look at lists. If you have enough points on this platform and you like spend the points, there's like a system where you can unlock different premium lists. Currently, I've unlocked the Facebook list and the TikTok list, but there's also a Pinterest list and a list of shops that you can imitate or copy. So there's top 100 products on Facebook and TikTok. So if we have a look at the TikTok one, I'll show you for an example. We can have a look at all the products which have been successful on TikTok with really high plays and engagement, and then we can try and obviously sell those. Now, since these are like standard TikTok videos and they're probably not copyrighted, you can also just download them and re-upload them if you want. Most ad creatives are just stolen or copied content. You've got to be careful when it's a really big business. If it's another dropshipper, a lot of people are just copying content and getting away with it, even though you really shouldn't. But most ad agencies are going to give you ad creatives which is just stolen and then cut up and edited with other people's clips, right? So if you download them, at least edit them and then trial the product. If it works, you can obviously make your own creatives. So that's a good idea to actually see what's working. Then we also have the TikTok method, which is the tried and true tested method, which most people are using now, and that's just using TikTok to show you organically what's hot right now. Now, there's a few ways that we can actually do this, and my landing page here, or my For You page, has content which is already based around TikTok products, right? And I've done this by actually procuring this myself manually, and I'll show you how you can do that. Now, you can see I have videos about TikTok made me buy it. We have videos about different products and appliances which people are already selling and what's trending. And that's because I've followed certain accounts which are related to that. I've engaged with content which is related to that. And I've obviously liked and commented on certain content, followed those pages. So the algorithm recommends it to me more. So to do this, I'd recommend either creating a brand page, which you'll be using to actually make your videos on, either TikTok organic or marketing with ads, and have your link in bio for your dropshipping store, or just a burner account that you use for product research, which is different from your personal account. And just go ahead, search the following trends, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes, and then like, share, comment on all these that are related to dropshipping and TikTok products, and then it's going to keep recommending you more in the algorithm, and then you'll see trending products every day in your feed without looking for them. So that's the best way to do it. Now, how do you find these products when we make a brand new account? Well, we just go in the search bar and we use hashtags, right? So we'll use the classical hashtags, which most people know about, and that's TikTok made me buy it. That's a big one. You don't have to use the hashtag, you can just use the search term, but hashtags work best. And then just go on these videos. So we have TikTok made me buy it. This has 277 million views, this mini printer, which I told you earlier in this product research guide went viral. 277 million views. They've probably made like 80k from that, 80 to 100k, I'd guess, from organic revenue. If they haven't been using ads, that's what I suspect that they've made. If they've done good, if they've done even better, then they could have made a crazy amount. And most of that's profit, right? So go on these videos, like them. I've already liked this. I've obviously seen it before. Save them, and also just leave a comment, and also share them if you want. And just keep doing doing that, keep scrolling through them, repeating that process, and then all of these products will then start showing on your For You page, right? Any pages which are related to dropshipping, also just follow them. Like I could follow this guy recommending products, follow anyone who's like a guru, stuff like that, just anything in the niche itself. It's best if it's actual products or videos where they're selling stuff, and then it'll keep feeding you more and more of that content. And then you'll find things like this: found the best LED light for my room, and it'll show this video and it'll say 133k saves, 700k likes, and a ton of views, right? This is the kind of stuff you want to look for. And then you find this product on Aliexpress or a supplier or a similar product, and then if you do an organic, you look how their video's made and you imitate it. Remake it one-to-one as close as you can. Use the same trend in music. It's best to do this if you find videos that have been made in the last like 1 to 4 weeks, because they'll probably still use trending sounds and they'll probably still be sun-tapped and less saturated. And then just remake it and you're probably going to get some sales as long as you've got time. And you can also just use this for inspiration for products, and then also make ads for them as well. Now, if you do want ads made for your products once you've actually done the product research stage, then you can also go to viralecomads.com. I've used them before. I do have a link at the top of the description for you to use if you want to go to the website. It'll give you a good deal so you actually save when you're actually buying your ads, but they'll make you ad creatives. So we can get, like, for an example, a split testing package, and they'll create as a package of 4 different ad variants, and then we can use those to sell on Facebook to actually test new products. So when you're testing winning products, this is one of the best methods to do it, especially if you don't have time or if you don't know how to edit. Now that I've shown you TikTok made me buy it, there's also some other hashtags I want to quickly show you before we move on to the next product research methods and some of the other ones which I use. So that's Amazon Finds. That's another popular one. That is obviously tailored to Amazon, but like I said, most Amazon products are just resold Chinese products. So that's also a good one that you can use for inspiration, and also just general trend scraping. We can also use AliExpress finds as well. So that's people who are not buying dropshipping products per se, but they're buying products directly from AliExpress. You can see what they like and then just resell it at a higher price, right, through your own store. We also have product review. So that's more organic videos of like people reviewing things they like. So that's also another one. So you can see top 10 Amazon finds is showing up again, top 15 products, just reviews of products which people think they're pretty cool that they found online. And then also another one is small business check. I quite like this hashtag. It's a little bit more untapped. This hashtag is more so for people who are kind of like boasting about their new startup or their new business, or showing like that they've just made a business and it's successful. And it's really cool, obviously, for the fans. But if you type this in when you're doing product research, you can kind of see what they're selling, why they've been successful. It's usually like female influencers who have made like a new business and they're really happy that they're making revenue. We can use this to see what they're selling and kind of use it to kind of hijack what they're doing, right? So this is also good untapped hashtag. The next one is also Instagram. Why? Because a lot of Instagram content is obviously dropshipping content and brands who are using Instagram ads and just generally posting about the brand and what products they have on offer. So one good thing to start is go on the explore page and we can have a look at certain different things. Now, I don't use Instagram that much. I just use it personally just to send people messages and direct messages. So I don't really search through Instagram. So it's going to recommend me some random stuff. I've seen a lot of posts on Instagram related to like gym and fashion. It's going to recommend me a few of those. But for the most part, I'm just seeing random gunk, right? But there's some recommendations of what's popular at the top. So we have things like makeup tutorials. If we're selling makeup products, you might want to start there. And these kind of things are particularly good because some of this content is going to actually be influencers being sponsored through influencer marketing. And if we click on the page, for an example, let's just say this was sponsored. We click on the page and then it says, I like this look. And then it might say add in the description here or something, and it might link a brand. Then we can have a look at that brand store. So you want to keep searching through here to see which influencers are actually sponsored, and then we can find brands through them. So that's also a good place to start. Also, we can search for search terms. We can type in like makeup, for an example, just generally in the search bar to see influencers who are doing makeup, for an example. We could just directly type in a brand like Zara. Let's just say we want to have a look at a fashion brand. Let's just look at Zara, which is a popular one which came to my mind. We can see what they're selling. So if we've got a clothing brand, we might want to find like some cheaper products to sell through AliExpress, like clothing garments, but kind of get inspiration from a real brand. We can have a look at actual fashion brands here as well. And also we can just take a look at the store and take a look at that from here. Now, perhaps one of the biggest brands is also Fashion Nova. I see that absolutely everywhere. They're just sponsoring meme pages, influencers. I don't even know much about the brand, but we could use a hashtag as well. So let's just type in hashtag Fashion Nova, one of the biggest influencer based brands out there that just keep sponsoring everyone. This is how we can filter like which models are being sponsored by them, like have a look at the garments, and we can see what's kind of latest in the top posts, and then we can click on any of them and we can kind of see like what's going on from there. Now, Instagram is typical where people are just using hashtags when their posts aren't even relevant to the hashtag. So you'll get a lot of spam, but if you sift through it, this can be a good method. You could also find an actual brand which is successful. For an example, this brand No Misk, which I discovered like about a year ago or something. This has been taken off recently. The products it's selling are becoming more saturated because people just keep trying to copy them. So it's probably not going to work if you just copy this brand, but this is just an example. You can also just click on a brand page and have a look at what they're doing with the marketing. Also click on the website. And also if you interact with their actual page, it might then show you their ads. And also we can have a look at their reels, because their reels that they're going to post are usually going to be the same creatives they're going to use on TikTok ads, or they're going to have a lot of the same footage that they use, right? So this is a really good method too. Remember, on Instagram, before we close out this method, we are looking for influencer posts, like I said, and we're also looking for reels, because reels go viral. Reels are really good to find people who are sponsored and then find the brands behind them. And then also stories are quite good too. So always take a look at those things. Now, when we've kind of got past the entry level of product research, and we want to kind of analyze people a little bit more and brands a little bit deeper, we can use a website like Similarweb.com. So Similarweb lets us analyze our competitors. So we could type in a web address here. So I'm going to paste that same brand that we just had a look at on Instagram, and we can search it, and then we're going to have a look at some metrics of this actual brand itself. So we can see the global ranking, the country rank, and the category rank. We can have a look at the total visits per month of this brand, the bounce rate, pages per visit, basically all of this metric data about the visitors and traffic. And we can kind of look at why this brand's popular, how much search traffic it's getting through its actual organic and commercial ads, and we can use this to analyze our competitors. So as you can see, it's getting 82k total visitors in July, which isn't as high as I expected, but that's still a lot of traffic. And we can analyze specifically where it's coming from. So a lot of the traffic is coming from the United States, but they seem to be marketing globally to a lot of the top European countries like Germany and France, but then also the UAE and Australia. So that's quite interesting. You can see the audience demographics of the visitors, the audience interests. So you can see they visited other websites like TikTok, Shopify, Alibaba. So a lot of the people visiting them are obviously competitors trying to copy them. And you can have a look at similar sites too. And using this is particularly good because we can have a look at similar sites which maybe other competitors we can spy on too. So that's why this website is quite good. So if these product research methods were useful to you and you want to move on to the next step, make sure to click in the link below in the description of this video where you can check out my dropshipping course. It shows all of my product research methods, how to build and design your store, how to install all the most optimal apps to get sales and optimize the traffic, click-through rate and conversion rate of your store, and basically optimize your whole business and start selling and making sales through organic traffic and also commercial ads through TikTok. And soon we're going to have a section covering Facebook ads too. So make sure to check out this course if you're struggling or if you want to move on to the next step or get more information. And I hope this free video was really helpful and valuable to you. If you have any questions though about any of these product research methods, do let me know below, and I'll try and make some videos in the future if I find some brand new untapped methods. Some of these were more popular and some of them I hope that I've shared have been kind of untapped and lesser known about. I've not seen anyone talk about like half of these different methods, so I thought I'd share them today. So if they were useful, subscribe, like, and I'll see you real soon.